What's up guys? Fire King Island brings a lot of new and incredible combos to Kozmos, but they're all useless if you don't know how to do the combos. So I thought it would be helpful to make a quick guide on how to do the new Fire King Island combos, and hopefully it'll help you guys be a little more successful with the deck. So let me know what you think in the comment section, be sure to subscribe as well, and so let's go ahead and get into the content. For all these combos, there are 3 combo pieces. You need Fire King Island, any other ship, as in like a level 5 or higher machine Kozmo monster, doesn't matter which one, and then you need a way to send Fire King Island to the graveyard, and that can be by playing another field spell such as terraforming, or destroying it with Slip Rider. So the first combo piece, Fire King Island, is used to destroy a Kozmo ship that's in your hand in order to search Fire King Avatar Garunix. You don't really need the Garunix as much, it's necessary to destroy the Kozmo ship in your hand, so that triggers that Kozmo's effect in the graveyard to summon a lower level Kozmo. Usually that's going to be a Delta Shuttle or a Strawman, depending on the combo. Before we get ahead of ourselves, we also need a Kozmo ship in our hands to destroy. And again, you can use any Kozmo ship. If you have either Delta Shuttle or Slip Rider, it changes the combos, those are better to use. And so we'll talk about individual cases with either of those later. And then finally, you need a way to send Fire King Island to the graveyard to trigger its effect to destroy all monsters on the controller side of the field. This will again trigger more Kozmo effects. It makes your Sword Troopers, your Strawman, both of those are going to be live afterwards. And then because you can destroy with either Kozmo Town or Slip Rider, you have a lot of other cards to search those. So for example, you can use Terraforming to search Kozmo Town, and Dark Destroyer can search Slip Rider. The combos are pretty consistent, they have a lot of variations to them, but with that being said, let's actually start trying out these combos. There are 5 basic ones that you need to master. And then once you start understanding the patterns and seeing how to play them, then you can branch off from there. Okay, so for this combo, we have Fire King Island, Slip Rider to destroy it, and then we have any other ship. So the first thing that we have to do for this combo is to activate Fire King Island. Then you have to use Fire King Island's effect to destroy the ship in your hand, so we're going to destroy Landwalker to search the Garunix. So now, Landwalker's effect in the graveyard triggers, so we can banish it, and we can summon a lower level Kozmo. So for this, we're going to summon Strawman. Now we can use Strawman's effect, pay 500 life points, special summon the Landwalker from the banished area. Now we can banish the Strawman to summon the Slip Rider, and Slip Rider can destroy Fire King Island. So that triggers Fire King Island's effect to destroy all the monsters. So that now we can use Slip Riders and Landwalker's effects in the graveyard. So for that, we're going to summon a Sword Troopers and then a Delta Shuttle. We're going to activate Delta Shuttle's effect to send a Strawman to the graveyard, and then we're going to reduce the attack of either one of them. It doesn't matter whose attack you reduce, because we're going to exceed with both of them anyways. Now we're going to activate Sword Troopers to revive that Strawman that we just sent there, then use that Strawman's effect to special summon the Slip Rider. So now that we have Slip Rider and Delta Shuttle, 2 level 5 machine monsters, we can summon Cyber Dragon Nova and then go into infinity from there. Now we still haven't normal summoned, so we can normal summon the Garunix that we searched with Fire King Island, and we can exceed that with Sword Troopers to summon the Leviair. Now we're going to detach Sword Troopers, because Sword Troopers has more value in the graveyard than Garunix does, so that's why we detach that. And then we're going to special summon the banished Strawman. Then we can use that Strawman's effect to special summon that Landwalker. And again, this could have been any Kozmo ship, it didn't matter that it's a Landwalker, that's not really special. So now we have 2 rank 2s on the field, 2 level 2 monsters on the field, so we can go to a rank 2. Offensively, you could summon Daigusto Phoenix to put more damage on the board, but for this I chose to go Gachi Gachi, because that gives Cyber Dragon Infinity more attack, it's hard to get off the board so it's good defensively, and then at the end phase, our Landwalker can float into a Dark Lady, which will end up with 2600 attack. So 2600 attack Dark Lady, and then a 3100 attack Cyber Dragon Infinity is pretty tough for your opponent to get over. On top of that, Gachi Gachi has great defense itself, and then you still have the Leviair too. So this is a really good defensive combo, and offensively you can go into Daigusto Phoenix, and that puts over like, I want to say 9,900 on board. So you can OTK with this combo as well as set up some really good defenses. For the next combo, we have Fire King Island, Slip Rider, and Delta Shuttle. So again, Fire King Island and Slip Rider are going to serve the same purpose. We're going to use the Slip Rider to destroy the Fire King Island, but the ship in this case needs to be a Delta Shuttle. Because like I said before, Delta Shuttle is a little bit special because it is a level 5 monster that also sets up your graveyard, so it can do different things within these combos. So we're going to go ahead and play Fire King Island, activate the effect, we're going to destroy the Delta Shuttle, search the Garunix, then we're going to trigger Delta Shuttle's effect, and then that's going to get us a Strawman. Once again, so it's really similar. Now we're going to use Strawman's effect, pay 500 life points, special summon the Delta Shuttle, and now, even though its effect is negated, sending to the graveyard is a cost. So we can activate Delta Shuttle's effect, we're going to use that to send Strawman to the graveyard. Although we won't reduce the attack of anything because the effect's negated from Strawman, we can still send Strawman to the graveyard as a cost. Now we're going to banish that first Strawman to summon Slip Rider, use its effect to destroy Fire King Island, and that's going to destroy all of our monsters, allowing us to trigger Delta Shuttle and Slip Rider's graveyard effects. And then for those, we're going to get 2 Sword Troopers. We're going to use the first Sword Trooper's effect to revive a Strawman, and then we can use that Strawman's effect to bring back our banished Delta Shuttle. Now we're going to activate Delta Shuttle's effect again, sending as a cost. And it doesn't matter what you send in this case actually, but it's good to send something that you want to revive off of another Sword Trooper. So either Dark Lady or Tincan usually. So for this we're going to send Dark Lady just as an example. Now we're going to exease both of the Sword Troopers into a Leviair. We're going to use Leviair's effect, detaching the Sword Troopers to bring back our banished Strawman. Now we're going to use that Strawman's effect to special summon the banished Slip Rider. So now just like before, we've got our 2 level 5s, so we're going to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Okay, so now we also have 2 level 2 monsters, just like we did in the last combo. Except now, we're going to go into Herald of the Pure Light. So Herald of the Pure Light is actually really solid because we can shuffle back the Garunics right back to our deck. And then we're going to add the Sword Troopers from our graveyard to our hand. So this lets us use Fire King Island later in the duel because we have Garunics in our deck again. And this also gets a Sword Troopers back from the graveyard. So now we can summon that, use the effect to bring back whatever we sent earlier, and in this case a Dark Lady. But Tincan is also a solid choice. So again, this combo puts a lot of damage on board, as well as having a great defensive lineup with Cyber Dragon Infinity and Dark Lady. So let's get to the third combo. So this one has Fire King Island, like usually. Then we have Kozmo Town to send it to the graveyard. And then the random ship in this case is going to be a Forerunner. And this can be any ship. Doesn't matter. So we're going to activate Fire King Island. Activate it. And we're going to destroy the Slip Rider to search the Garunics. You guessed it. Now we're going to activate the Forerunner's effect in the graveyard. This is going to get us a Delta Shuttle. Now we're going to activate Delta Shuttle's effect. And for once it's not negated. And we're going to send Sword Troopers to the graveyard. We're going to reduce its own attack because it's the only target really. Now we're going to activate Kozmo Town, which will send Fire King Island to the graveyard, triggering its effect to destroy Delta Shuttle. Now we use Delta Shuttle's effect to bring back the Sword Troopers. Now we're going to use Kozmo Town to add the Delta Shuttle back to our hand. Then we're going to use Sword Troopers effect to revive the other Sword Troopers. Now we're going to banish the Sword Trooper whose effect we've already used to summon the Delta Shuttle. Now we're going to use Delta Shuttle's effect one more time. This time we're going to send a Strawman to the graveyard. And then again, it doesn't matter whose attack we reduce, they're going to be exeased with anyways. Now we're going to use Sword Troopers to bring back the Strawman. Now we're going to normal summon our Garunics, because again, we haven't even normal summoned yet. That's why these combos are so cool, because you do all this without normal summoning. We're going to exease both of those into a Grand Pulse. Now we're going to activate Grand Pulse's effect, attaching the Sword Troopers, targeting our Kozmo Town. So now we can use Kozmo Town's effect to search any Kozmo card. And in this case, we're going to search a Dark Destroyer. So now we're going to banish our Strawman to summon our Dark Destroyer. So now we're going to use our Strawman's effect to special summon our banished ship, in this case the Forerunner. And then we're going to use the other effect to banish it to summon the Dark Destroyer. Then we can activate Dark Destroyer's effect, targeting itself. That's going to allow us to use its graveyard effect to special summon a Slip Rider from the deck. You can also summon Delta Shuttle. Doesn't really matter as long as it's a level 5 machine monster, because you know what we're going to go into with that. We're going to summon our Cyber Dragon Nova, and then the Cyber Dragon Infinity. And now in the end phase, the Forerunner is going to be destroyed from Strawman. We're going to float down into, again, you have your choice between either a Tincan, Dark Lady, really whatever you feel is necessary. So if you got a Kozmojo, obviously you wouldn't summon Dark Lady. If you have Kozmojo, you would go into like a Landwalker or a Dogfighter, something like that. So now we're going to do a variation of that third combo, where you get to a point where you have the Grand Pulse, the Delta Shuttle, and the Strawman. And they're going to use Grand Pulse's effect to destroy the Kozmo Town, and then you're going to search Dark Destroyer. So the combo starts off the same way, but after this point, you do things a little bit differently. And this is going to be focusing on if you're going second or something, and you want to push for damage. In the first time when we did this, we were more focused on a defensive setup, but now we're going to be focused more on offense, putting damage on board. So in this case, we're going to go to the battle phase. And notice I changed the life points to 15,000, just to show how much we can do. So you're going to attack with Forerunner for 28, and I probably should have put the Strawman attack with that for another 500. But we're still going to banish it to summon Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer is going to destroy whatever ship it was. Then we can banish that to summon a Farm Girl. So we can banish that to summon a Kozmo Farm Girl. So then we can attack with the Dark Destroyer, the Delta Shuttle, the Grand Pulse, and then finally the Kozmo Farm Girl. So we started at 15,000, and they're at 3,900. So you've already done over 10,000 points of damage. Now we're going to add a Dark Destroyer to our hand, and we're going to banish that Farm Girl to summon Dark Destroyer. We're going to use Dark Destroyer's effect to destroy the other Dark Destroyer. That's going to let us go into another Slip Rider. So with this, we can still attack with Dark Destroyer, and the Slip Rider for another 5,000 points of damage. So this combo can do massive damage. You can do about 17,000 points of damage, which is the most of any of these combos. It's really insane. And then, even if you don't want to do that much damage, you can stop when you have 2 destroyers and go for Titanic Galaxy and negate spell cards. You can go into a Dark Lady instead of the Slip Rider to negate monster effects. And then, as you see at the end of this combo that we just did, we have 2 level 5 machines. We can go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. So this combo gives you just as many options as the other ones, while giving you a much higher damage output as well. And that's just from a slight variation of the plays. So that's what I meant by earlier, by once you learn the basic patterns, you can do different plays to get different sort of outputs. So let's go ahead and look at the 4th combo, where we have Fire King Island, Kozmo Town, and now instead of a ship being, a random ship, just anything, because that last combo worked with any ship, didn't matter what it was. Now we're going to look at a combo as if that one ship were another Slip Rider. So again, we're going to use Fire King Island to destroy the Slip Rider in our hand, to search the Garunix. We're going to use the Slip Rider's effect in the graveyard, banish that, summon a Strawman, activate Strawman's effect, special summoning the Slip Rider. Now we're going to activate our Kozmo Town, which will trigger Fire King Island's effect. So we'll use So then we'll use Slip Rider's effect to banish itself to summon Sword Troopers. Now we activate Sword Troopers to bring back the Strawman. Now we're going to activate Kozmo Town to add the Slip Rider back to our hand. We're going to banish the Sword Troopers to special summon the Slip Rider. And then we'll use Slip Rider's effect to destroy Kozmo Town. That'll trigger Kozmo Town's effect. We'll use that to add a Dark Destroyer to our hand. You'll notice later on, like in all the combos where you can search Dark Destroyer, that's when you start getting a whole bunch of options. Because Dark Destroyer itself opens up so many different plays. So then we're going to use Strawman's effect to bring back the banished Sword Troopers, normal summon the Garunix, and then we'll exease both of those into a Leviair the Sea Dragon. Now we're going to banish our Strawman to summon Dark Destroyer, use Dark Destroyer's effect to target itself, and then we're going to summon a Delta Shuttle. And once again, that could have been any level 5 machine monster. Then we're going to use Leviair's effect to bring back the Strawman, then use Strawman's effect to special summon the Dark Destroyer. So even right now, we have enough to go for game if we're going to get to clear field. So now we're going to exease summon both of those into Cyber Dragon Nova, and then overlay with Cyber Dragon Infinity. So in the end phase, you guessed the Dark Destroyer is going to be destroyed. We'll use its effect. That's going to allow us to summon either a Tincan, a Dark Lady, really whatever you need for the situation. But usually Tincan and Dark Lady are the most common. And if you have a Kozmojo, then usually Forerunner is a good choice as well. So now just like the last one, we're going to do a different variation of this combo. So before we got to a point where we had the Strawman, Slip Rider, and then Leviair. So we're going to continue the combo from there, and then push for damage. So this is the type of plays that you can do. So you can attack with the Strawman, attack with the Slip Rider, attack with the Leviair. And that's already over half your opponent's life points right there. But now we can activate Strawman's effect, banishing it to summon Dark Destroyer. Then use Dark Destroyer's effect to destroy the Slip Rider. Then we can use Slip Rider's effect to special summon a Farm Girl. So then we can attack with the Farm Girl, use Farm Girl's effect to add another Dark Destroyer. So at this point we've already done about 6,000 points of damage, and we're going to have 2 Dark Destroyers that can still attack. So we've done 6,000, and we still have 6,000 more between both Dark Destroyers. So you can attack with one Dark Destroyer, then banish Farm Girl, special summon the other Destroyer, destroy that one, and get another monster. So you can just do ridiculous things with this combo as well. Now in the video you're watching, I actually screw up and decide not to use Dark Destroyer's effect. But you have so many more options. Like, I don't want to kill the opponent right here because it would shut the game off. And so I just wanted to show that you also have the option to go for Titanic Galaxy as well, or Felgrand, or whatever rank 8s you play. So you have so many options with these plays. I mean, you have well over enough to kill all your opponents. And so now let's look at the last combo, where we have Fire King Island, Kozmo Town, and now instead of the Slip Rider, it's going to be a Delta Shuttle. So like all the other combos, we're going to start by activating Fire King Island. You're going to use Fire King Island's effect to destroy the Delta Shuttle. You're going to search Garunix. You're going to activate Delta Shuttle's effect in the graveyard. That's going to allow you to special summon a Strawman, pay 500 to activate Strawman's effect, special summoning the Delta Shuttle. Now again, sending for Delta Shuttle is a cost, so you can activate this effect. We're going to send the Sword Troopers to the graveyard. Doesn't matter whose effect you try to, whose attack you try to reduce, because the effect's negated. We're going to activate Kozmo Town, which will destroy all the monsters on our side of the field. Then we'll use Delta Shuttle to float into another Sword Troopers. So we're going to use Kozmo Town to add Delta Shuttle back to our hand and use Sword Trooper to revive another Sword Troopers. Now we're going to activate the Sword Trooper whose effect we've used to banish itself to summon the Delta Shuttle. Then we'll activate Delta Shuttle's effect to send the third Sword Troopers to the graveyard. And then we're going to reduce the Sword Troopers attack because we're going to exceed with that first. Now we're going to activate that Sword Troopers effect, special summoning the Sword Troopers in the graveyard. And then we'll use that Sword Troopers effect to revive the Strawman. So this combo uses a lot of life points if you haven't noticed. So we've already used 4,000 life points. So now we're going to exceed both the Sword Troopers into a Grand Pulse. We're going to activate Grand Pulse's effect to detach the Sword Troopers, to destroy the Kozmo Town using Kozmo Town's effect to search a Dark Destroyer. Like I said before, when you get Dark Destroyer, that's when the options start opening up. So now we're going to activate the Strawman's effect. We're going to pay 500 to special summon the banished Sword Trooper. And then we still haven't even normal summoned. So we're going to normal summon that Garunix. That's going to let us go into a second rank 3. So we're going to go into Leviair for this one. Now we're going to banish Strawman, special summon that Dark Destroyer. Use Dark Destroyer's effect targeting itself, which is going to let us special summon a level 5 machine monster, either Slip Rider or Delta Shuttle. Really doesn't matter. If your opponent has a back row or something, you definitely want to go into Slip Rider. Plus it has more attack. Now that's going to let us go into our Cyber Dragon Nova, and then Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now we can activate Leviair's effect. So we're going to detach the Sword Troopers, bring back Strawman, then activate that Strawman's effect to bring back Dark Destroyer. And if the Grand Pulse is an attack, this would be about nearly 10,000 points of damage. So once again, you have well over enough to kill our opponents. This also lets you go into F0 if you need to. So we're going to go ahead and do that just to show that we can really. And then during your end phase, you can use Dark Destroyer's effect. And that can get you once again, depending on your situation, like another big ship, Tincan, or Dark Lady. I mean, so look at this field. F0, Infinity, and Dark Lady. Combos like this would be absolutely impossible last format. But this is what Fire King Island does. It lets you make these amazing plays. So let's look at another variation of that combo. So again, you get to the point where you can summon all your rank 3s, all your level 3 monsters, Strawman, and then the Delta Shuttle. The only thing we're going to change about this combo is we're going to make different Xyz monsters. So we're going to go into the Leviair just like we did before. And then we're going to use Strawman to bring back a Sword Troopers. Just like before, it's really similar. But now the second rank 3 is going to be a Phantom Knight Break Sword. So this combo is a little different because we have to assume our opponent has a card for this so we can destroy it with Break Sword. But these combos make a lot of changes. So we're going to destroy the Delta Shuttle and destroy our opponent's card. That's going to let us use Delta Shuttle's effect, or we're going to search a Farm Girl. Now we're going to enter the battle phase. So we're going to attack with our Strawman. Then we're going to attack with our Farm Girl. Once again, notice we had 15,000 life points to start off with. Then we're going to use Farm Girl to search Slip Rider. Now we're going to banish our Strawman to special summon the Slip Rider. Then we can use Slip Rider's effect to destroy the Kozmo Town. Then we can use Kozmo Town's effect to add a Dark Destroyer to our hand. And I think you can see where this is going from here. So we can use Dark Destroyer's effect targeting itself. We can go into another Slip Rider. And now we still have 4 monsters to attack with. So we're doing, well over 10,000 points of damage. And then once again, in the main phase 2, we can go into our Cyber Dragon Infinity. And we can use Leviair's effect again to bring back the Strawman and subsequently the Dark Destroyer. You have the option to go into F0 and you can float into whatever you need. So now we're going to do one more variation of the combo. So the same thing, we have all the monsters on the field. 5 monsters, we're going to go into Leviair, use Strawman's effect, we're going to bring back that Sword Troopers, and again we're going to go into a Break Sword. So it's sounding really similar right now, but the only difference we're going to make is we're going to destroy the Kozmo Town instead of destroying the Delta Shuttle. So we're going to use Break Sword's effect, detach Sword Troopers, target Kozmo Town and whatever card we want to destroy on our opponent's side of the field. They're going to use Kozmo Town's effect to search Dark Destroyer. So now we're going to enter the battle phase. We're going to attack with a Delta Shuttle, then Strawman. The order in which you attack really doesn't matter either. I was really just kind of doing it because YGO Pro asked so many different stupid questions, so I wanted to do this first, so it doesn't keep asking me about Strawman wanting to banish itself. So we're going to activate Dark Destroyer's effect to destroy the Delta Shuttle, which will get us a Farm Girl. Then we're going to attack with this Dark Destroyer. Then we're going to attack with Farm Girl. Then we're going to activate Farm Girl's effect, getting us a Dark Destroyer. We're going to banish our Farm Girl, special summon Dark Destroyer, then use Dark Destroyer's effect to destroy the other Dark Destroyer. For that, now we're gonna get a Dark Lady. You could also get a Forerunner or anything. So our opponent's at... So we've already done so many points of damage, and we still have 4 monsters to attack with. So we're gonna attack with the Dark Lady or whatever you summon. Then we're gonna attack with the Dark Destroyer. And now we're gonna attack with the Levier or the Break Sword. It doesn't matter. We still have, 16,000 points of damage. So that's just crazy. What you can do with the same combo, just making slightly different plays. So then we can bring back the Strawman. So we can bring back the Strawman in main phase 2. And then we can go into F0 to make a little bit of space. Now we can activate that Strawman's effect to summon another Dark Destroyer. So now you can Xyz into a rank 8. So you can go into something like Titanic Galaxy. And just look at this board where you have Dark Lady to negate monsters, Titanic Galaxy to negate spells, and you have an F0 on top of that. You also have the option to just go into your end phase, let Dark Destroyer be destroyed and float into a second Dark Lady, or float into a Kozmo Walker, or a Forerunner if say you have a Kozmojo or something. So you have so many options on top of doing 16,000 points of damage. Alright guys, so that's it for these combos. Again, there's so many different variations, so let me know how you would have done any of these differently. I definitely suggest going out and practicing all of these, so get on YGO Pro, Dev Pro, DN, grab a friend, do whatever you need to do to practice these combos, because they're going to be the difference between winning and losing a game. If you do them right, you can do 16,000 points of damage. If you do them wrong, you might end up just doing 6,000. And so it's really important to really have foresight into what you can do now, and then what you can do later in a turn, and next turn, and things like that. And so once again, thanks for watching. If you haven't already checked out the deck profile for this, I'm going to put that on the screen right about here. And then I'm also going to have some duel videos as well to kind of show off some of the combos and what they can do. So alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll check you guys later. Bye.